Hello there, YouTubers and Facebookers. We'll be joining you right after the Fox News break, which is coming up in about a half a minute. And about a minute after that, then we'll be on the air with you. So stay tuned.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Gian Gelosi. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis is requesting Donald Trump's election meddling trial begin March 4th, 2024, one day before Super Tuesday. Former Vice President Mike Pence speaking from Indianapolis.
The Georgia election was not stolen, and I had no right to overturn the election on January 6th.
Trump is set to turn himself in next Friday, 2 days after the first GOP debate. Pence will be there. Trump might not be. 111 are now confirmed dead in Maui. More than 1,000 people still unaccounted for. President Biden will visit on Monday. A federal appeals court said the abortion pill, mifepristone, should remain legal in the U.S. with restrictions on access and a ban sending it through the mail or it being prescribed by telemedicine, setting up a Supreme Court showdown. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
Oh, my. So happy. It's Thursday. Means there's only, 17 more days this week, I think. Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
And I'm Lee Barrows.
And Kelly, take a deep breath.
I'm losing it this morning already.
So anyway, Kelly's running in on two wheels this morning. I heard her turn the curb.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, it was a big old squeal down
I thought it was
there.
a wild animal out there screeching.
That was just Kelly. And wearing her bright red today,
Yeah.
so she must be in a mood.
Let me tell you, talking about wild animals, when I got out of the truck and I was walking up past the bushes in the front yard,
Yeah.
there was one of those, I call them catbirds because they love to chase the cats.
Oh yeah.
He would like swooped inside that, and I was like, "Don't you come out when I walk by. Do not come out." And I was just like honking the horn on the truck. I was like,
Oh,
if that
my
thing
goodness.
flies out at me, you're going to hear me.
Oh my.
Your
Yeah,
new neighbors
those-
are going to learn all about
Yeah, those
everything.
things will. They get aggressive towards cats, and they don't seem to do so much with Evinrude. I'm not if his reputation has
Nobody
preceded
wants to
him
mess with Evan.
or not.
He's like a Black Panther. I saw him
Uh-huh.
the other day. I didn't realize how big he was.
Oh yeah,
That thing's huge.
Yeah, and he's lost some weight too.
Oh, my
as
Lord, really?
As he's gotten older, yeah.
I
He's
know when
literally the size of a Black Panther.
Yeah.
That's what you should name him, was Black Panther.
Well, I thought he was so cute and he purred so nicely. Evinrude was just very befitting for him.
Is that
at
what
the
you
time.
told the doctor when you went to go get your hand sewn up?
Yeah, I know, right? Agreed.
No, that was a different story. So anyway, he became the spawn of Satan at that time, and also,
That's what Candy calls him.
yeah, I know she did that from the get go, very get go. But anyway, wow. Enough members of the North Carolina House and Senate, those who actually have a backbone, have voted to override several of Governor Cooper's vetoes. How about that? They got it going up there. All of the bills that had their votes overridden now are law. First up, you're going to have to go through these because this is important. What has occurred here. First up, House Bill 574, which is better known as the Fairness in Women's Sports Act. The bill will ban all transgender girls and women, biological boys or men, from competing in women's athletics at the middle school, high school, and college levels in North Carolina. After passing the House, the Senate then overrode the governor's veto as well along party lines. Also on the calendar was House Bill 808, a bill that would ban gender-affirming care for children. This bill prohibits doctors in North Carolina from treating any child under 18 with drugs associated with gender transitioning. The House overrode the governor's veto on that bill, 73-46. The Senate then voted to override the veto as well. Senate Bill 49, also known as the Parents' Bill of Rights, or also by the nickname Don't Say Gay Bill, is a bill that would force educators from kindergarten through high school to notify parents if a child asks school personnel to use other pronouns or other names for them. Bill 49's veto was overridden in both chambers of the General Assembly. The House and Senate also voted to override House Bill 219, known as the Charter School Omnibus Bill, by a House vote of 74 to 45, Senate vote of 27 to 18. House Bill 219 allows charter schools in the state to expand without seeking permission, as long as they're not considered low performing. It would also allow them to give preferential treatment to applicants instead of using the lottery system, as well as begin to allow enrollment and charge tuition for out-of-state and foreign exchange students. 219 would also allow county governments to use funds collected from property taxes to pay for charter school buildings and other capital projects. Under current law, using public funds for this reason ain't possible. Both chambers also voted along party lines to override Cooper's veto of HB 618, dealing with charter school review boards. 488, a bill allowing for code council reorganization and various code amendments, was also overridden in both chambers. Upon adjournment, House Speaker Tim Moore told members that there would be no legislative votes for the rest of this week or next, and possibly the week beyond that, meaning that the General Assembly will not be taking up a state budget until at least September, well after the start of the new year for North Carolina. That's scary.
Yes.
Yes.
That part's just not acceptable. I'm not sure what they're thinking. So anyway, okay, it is Thursday, and we've got coming up here at the bottom of this hour, we've got a gentleman. He's a member of the North Carolina House of Representatives. He's not from around these parts. He's from somewhere else.
He's from Greensboro.
His name is Hardister. I think that's how you pronounce it, right?
John
Hardister.
Yes.
And he's also running for the labor commissioner seat.
That's right.
That'll be coming up. But he's got some things that he wants to talk about. I got lots of things I want to talk about, and I'm sure both of you do as well. This veto group here that the House took up yesterday in the Senate, that's pretty remarkable to override Cooper that many times. Is that some handwriting on the wall here, or what?
Well, they've been pretty much vetoing, overriding all the
Overriding his
governors.
stuff constantly.
Right.
That's all very good. So anyway, we're going to be talking with Representative Hardister about that, and I've still got some stuff here that I want to talk to him about, because I do not disapprove. Don't get me wrong, with the state promoting motorsports, because we are a motorsport state, right?
Right.
That's fine. They've got a fund set up to offer grants to raceways, racetracks, whatever, across North Carolina. Apply with their county commissioners. The state is funding it, but they have to get the approval of the local county commissioners before it can be given to them. So we've got one here in Onslow County that has been granted this, and they've got to finish up the paperwork on Monday.
$485,000.
Yeah, that's $500,000.
Yeah.
Any way you look at it. And I think that's okay. We are a motorsport state. I'm not sure that the drag strips need it so much. Maybe they do. Maybe there are some things there that need to be done. I know there are a lot of other businesses, small businesses in North Carolina, that are operating every day of the week, all days of the year for the most part. And they've been able to stay in business, trying to stay in business, in spite of the increasing loans created by this, what is it, Inflation Reduction Act? How's that going over for us? This is the 1 year anniversary of it, by the way, and the president is just touting it, and he's having a good time about his Inflation Reduction Act. IRA, like Irish Republican, what is it? IRA, Army, Irish Republican Army.
Yes. Yes. I had to
Oh,
stop and think.
I had to got a dirty look here.
Mhm.
Not a well thought of group, are they?
Depends. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Just
Anyway.
wanted to verify our appointment at 7:30.
Yep.
He said he's ready.
Well, that's good. He's calling us, right?
Yes.
All right.
Now, what were you saying about the IRA?
Well, Irish Republican Army, I would just mention IRA as being the Inflation Reduction Act that's promoted by, you know who, Mr. Biden. This is the 1 year anniversary of it.
Yes, it is.
What is the Inflation Reduction Act?
Well, it's something that he said that we can raise the interest rates to such a point that we can reduce inflation.
That's
Huh?
right. Yes. We never
Okay,
have been
wait.
able to figure that one out.
Yeah. So,
You missed that, but that was about a year ago.
because my everything has gone up. So why would I think anything was being reduced?
Yeah. You know, the price of gasoline still going up again.
Yes.
Everything, electricity,
I mean, the cheapest gas I have
Groceries.
found is $3.43.
Insurance. Yes.
dog
Insurance
food.
going up
Yeah.
across the board this year and next year. 4.5% this year for car insurance and 4.5% next year for car insurance. What's not going up? Wages for one.
Yeah.
Yes. Wages aren't. Groceries are.
Interest rates have gone through the roof.
Yes, they have.
One place that I know very well, they took out a small business loan as a veteran
Mhm.
3 years ago, I think it's been, and the interest, their payments have gone up by $10,000 a month.
It's ridiculous.
That is outrageous.
Yeah.
That because the interest rates went up, and the banks. I mean, you know, the banks don't have to charge that, but they go back and charge people. They took out, signed a contract with them for a certain interest rate, and of course, it's always floating. That if the interest rates go up, then they can charge you more, and that's what they're doing now. So they're making money. They're making extra money
Mhm.
off this one business, just 10 grand a month.
It's a miracle
Well,
they can keep the doors open.
Well,
What is the point?
It's not certainly not reducing inflation. The cost of boats have gone up. The cost of gasoline, as we've mentioned, has gone up. The cost of everything in that's one store, because I know, because I get to price it out, and I see what it costs, and I know what we're having to pay more for.
Can they refi their loan?
I don't have a clue. I don't know how
Probably
that would
could, but the
work.
interest rates are gonna be
Everybody's interest
different.
rates are up. It's not just
Yeah.
one
See, I
bank.
wanted to redo the loan on my truck. I have a very low interest rate, but there's some things that were added to it that I didn't ask for that I'd like to get rid of and refinance. But the rates have gone up, so I'd still be paying for it. So I just said, forget it.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah. I will tell you though, when I went to the grocery store the other day, 12.5 eggs, $1.69.
Better
I
than what
was
they
like-
were.
I was just like, remember when they were $4 to
Yeah.
$6
That's because
for
people weren't buying them anymore. They had to come down.
Well, people started buying chickens, throwing chickens too. I've
that's
got
right.
a bunch of clients that all of a
Yes.
sudden they have like chickens.
It was crazy. And
Yeah.
I was like, wow, but I wish the rest of the groceries had come down.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, you used to be able to get specials on things like the 2-liter bottles of soft drinks
Mhm.
for anywhere from 89 cents to 99 cents on
Right.
special, $1.25 when they weren't on special.
Yeah.
2 for $5. That's
Well,
$2.50 each. That's double
Right.
the regular price.
Well, even Dollar Tree went from $1 to $1.25. Dollar Tree.
So I don't know where Mr. Biden is coming off, and this Inflation Reduction Act has been a success because it certainly hasn't reduced inflation. The cost of everything is pretty much across the board up, and going up, upper. So I just reading some of the malarkey on the internet early this morning, and I'm saying, good golly, Miss Molly, where are we going to stop? Where's it
don't
going to
know.
end?
I just don't know. I just, you just try to make changes in your life. You just try to go with the flow. You cut back on a lot of stuff.
Uh-huh.
I know that usually during the summer, my sister and I and the rest of the family, we like to do a lot of traveling. No, we haven't done any.
Not going to do it.
We're just kind of saving up.
Well, the price of plane tickets, we used to be able to fly down to the islands. You shop or wait for the prices to go down in the spring. They never went down. They gone up. It's twice as much. The tickets, when we could get them for about $700, $800.
Right.
No, $1,800 to $2,000 just to fly.
I can remember buying tickets round trip to go to Texas and back for under $500.
Well, I went to San Francisco and back because they had tickets for $99 each way one time
Right.
for a special. I just flew out there and turned around, and came back.
Yep.
That was it.
It was just unreal.
He got kind of irritated yesterday when he was talking in the speech in the East Room on the 1-year anniversary of this IRA. Challenged anyone to name a single objective the U.S. ever set out to accomplish and failed to do. How about Vietnam? There's one.
Right.
What did we do in Vietnam besides lose 58,000 of our people? Tell me what we did. What did we accomplish there?
Nothing.
What have we done at the border? We still got tens of thousands of illegals coming into this country. We've got drugs like you have never seen before coming into this country. We've got, of all the pot that's ever been brought into this country, other than of late, people haven't died. Now they're dying from smoking pot because it's laced with fentanyl, quite a bit of it. Why? The people don't mean to kill them. They want to get them hooked so they'll keep coming back to them because their pot's better than somebody else's pot. That's what the mess is. That's what's going on. It's a crapshoot out there. It's ridiculous. Just totally ridiculous. So what tell me one thing he says, how we have failed, what we haven't done. Let's just take the border itself. We've got people coming across every day by the hundreds, sometimes thousands. We've got drugs coming in. We've got the Border Patrol is outmanned, outgunned. We've got the cartel is controlling everything that's happening. We've got human trafficking coming across our border, and we're not stopping it. We got it coming into the United States left and right. The cartel is bringing people in. So there's your failure, Mr. President. There's one of your failures. That's just one, and that's a huge one. And that could have been stopped over the previous 4 years if the House and the Senate were not so hell-bent, especially the House, in impeaching Donald Trump. Not that they perhaps didn't have reason. I don't think they did at that time. That's what broke him. His desires, his efforts to put a stop to the illegal influx of illegals into this country. That was one of his primary goals. We would be so much better off if they had just left him alone and let him get that job done.
I agree.
Totally. And then he wouldn't have become maybe the fool that he became. Sometimes things like that can drive you crazy.
I'm just scared, Rayford.
So
Scared where this country's going to.
So am I. And, it's not going to get any better. If Trump gets the nomination, the Republican nomination, it's certainly not going to get any better because the Democrat's going to be the next president. And then, good God, that's going to be Joe Biden again for a little while.
We can only hope he picks if he was to become president again, we can only hope that he would pick a very strong vice president that we could work with.
He's not going to do that because he doesn't see it. He doesn't see a problem. He's
what if it
still
was
defending her.
Nancy? Ugh.
He's still defending her.
Oh.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a break, do a little bit of weather. We'll come back. We'll continue talking, and we'll have Representative John Hardister giving us a call here about 10 minutes from now. So if you want to chat, better do it real fast as soon as we get through with weather. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Freedom 97.1 WSME with Jacksonville Cardinal High School football.
Be sure to tune in this Friday night as the Jacksonville Football Cardinals travel 5 miles down the road to take on cross-county rival, the Stallions of Southwest High School. Pre-game 6:30, Jerry Allen and Bob Warwick will be bringing you all the action with the 7 o'clock kickoff, followed by the Golden Corral post-game report.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents Doug.
Check it out, Limu, a roadside carnival.
Step right up, folks. Test your strength. Come see the fire-breathing baby.
Let's fan out and tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Look, an emo wearing sunglasses.
Limu, you're famous. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
DQ presents. Picture this. You stand before the awe-inspiring new signature stack burger menu at DQ and your mouth wonders, where have you been all my life? That's 5 taste bud tempting cheeseburgers with 100% real seasoned beef. You peek at the loaded A1 stack burger with 2 premium sauces. Then the flamethrower stack burger with tongue-tingling jalapeno bacon. Then you realize moments like these are exactly why we have the DQ signature stack burger menu. DQ. Happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for summer, and you should be too. With the Cub Cadet zero-turn, lawn tractors, and walk-behind lawnmowers from Cub Cadet, engineered with premium features, leaving you with a well-manicured lawn. Incorporated today and unlock the possibilities of your Cub Cadet. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street for exceptional offers, expert advice, and superior service.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
It's summertime. No schedules, no stress, and no cooking. The Burrow Low Country Kitchen has got you covered. Order a Carolina-style seafood boil to go. Sausage, potatoes, corn, with your choice of shrimp, crawfish, lobster, clams, mussels, crab legs, or a mixture. Seafood boils also make great party pleasers. Grab a quick lunch of Philly cheesesteaks, Italian sausage, fish tacos, and more. Dine in or take out. Curbside or dockside pickup. The Burrow Low Country Kitchen. Corner of Front and Moore Streets in downtown Swansboro. BurrowLowCountryKitchen.com.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Hey, we're back. We're back. Just checking because you were just telling me about all the power outage. We got how many customers on Duke Power are without power in Onslow County this morning?
Right now, 186.
186 customers. So there's a lot of people without power. Most of them in the downtown area.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And estimated restoration 1015.
1015. I wonder what went down.
Storms in the
Apparently
middle
a
of the
transformer.
night.
Well, they're having a problem getting new transformers too because they're still at a shortage. We didn't have any issues here, and I just checked Tideline Marine, which is on Old Bridge Street downtown, they've got power. Because I just called the answering machine.
Because I just
let me know.
the area that is on the map is right downtown where the jail and the courthouse and everything is. So.
Yeah. Okay. Tideline Marine and family. I'll tell you why it's called family, because the 4 members of the family are all involved in the daily operations of the company that took over just as the pandemic hit a few years ago. Tideline's the only full-service marina in Jacksonville with in-water boat slips and a limited number of dry storage slips. Tideline has technicians who work on a variety of maritime engines. In addition, there's a ship store that includes fishing tackle and supplies, along with select maritime gifts for your friends and relatives. One thing for the avid anglers right now. Now, listen up. Listen up. This is a special for a limited time, very limited time. Tideline has about a dozen Minn Kota trolling motors in stock, ready for you. They're for sale and at a special price. Come in, tell the folks at Tideline you've heard about the trolling motor special deal, and you can save $100 today, right away, off the regular prices. From a variety of 55-pound thrust, 12-volt motors to 80-pound thrust, 24-volt motors, $100 back into your pocket. What are you waiting for? The deal is not going to last very long. You might want to drop by today, please. The deal is not offered to other retail dealers either, please. Tideline Marines at 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Don't forget the trout season, the redfish, all of that. You're going to need a trolling motor if yours is just not doing what it used to do, or you need one to begin with. It allows you to get locked in a certain spot when the fish are biting without throwing an anchor over. None of that stuff do you have to worry about. And you can go into really shallow water with it, and you can sneak up on. Redfish don't like you dropping an anchor in the first place. You find a school of reds and you drop an anchor over, or you make any noise, they're gone. Mm-hmm. They will scatter. They're out of here. So you need to sneak up on them. A trolling motor is much quieter than your outboard. And if you're trying to paddle up there and you're hitting the boat with an oar, no. Dropping an anchor overboard and a big old splash and pulling the chain along, no. They're not going to like you. You're not going to catch so much. Tideline, again, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Small craft advisory in effect from this evening through Friday afternoon. Today, southwesterly winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming southerly 15 to 20 with gusts to 25 this afternoon. Seas 3 to 5 feet. Dominant period 5 seconds. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop, increasing to choppy in the afternoon. Southwesterly winds tomorrow 15 to 20. Seas 4 to 6. Dominant period 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers are choppy. Saturday, northwesterly winds around 10 knots, becoming easterly in the afternoon. Seas 3 to 4. Sounds and rivers a light chop.
Today, mostly cloudy, high of 86 with gusty winds. Also, showers and thunderstorms on and off throughout the day. Tonight, more of the same, mostly cloudy, low of 73 and still gusty. Tomorrow, sunny, high of 92, but gusty, but sunny. Tomorrow night, clear, low of 71. And on Saturday, sunny, a high of 90. And according to this, no gusts.
Okay.
So I'll take it.
It was a little cooler yesterday, and the rain kept, I guess it kept the horrendous temperatures down. I could actually walk outside until it started raining. Boy, that was some heavy rain in the afternoon yesterday, too, for short periods. And some sharp lightning. I was watching that out the window and said, you know what, this is kind of ugly. So I did not see any severe storm warnings pop up on my radio yesterday.
I didn't need it on my phone, but it was rough.
Nothing happened there that I recall hearing.
I just got rain alerts, and that was it. And there was some flash flooding.
Well, yeah.
Warnings.
I would imagine over there, what is it, Doctor's Circle or something over there?
Doctor's Park?
Doctor's Park area.
Yes.
That's a place that floods when,
Huff Drive, right over there, too.
When you got fog, you've got 4 inches of water standing on the road. Some of those low-lying areas. Anyway, got to be careful. If you do get caught up in the rain at any time, make sure you slow your butt down because that rain can send you hydroplaning.
Yes.
And if you're trying to stop and because the car in front of you is stopped, your brakes your tires don't hold. Even they lock up, and they might hydroplane, might send you into the ditch, may send you into the back end of the car that's in front of you. If you can read the license plate, you're too close.
Right.
Let's just put it that
Rule
way.
of the thumb is you decrease your speed and increase your following distance.
That's right. Get her done.
That's right.
Oh, on the phone right now, Representative John Hardister. He's from the Guilford County area.
Yes, Guilford County,
that's what I
Greensboro,
thought.
North Carolina.
And joining us now, he's from the North Carolina House. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on.
I appreciate it. I'm Rayford. I think you've already had chats with Lee, and we also have Kelly in here this morning.
Yes,
So
Kelly.
we got Kelly and Lee and me. I just call myself me. Thanks for joining us, and a couple of things that have happened, and one of them, I guess, yesterday, pretty significant there in the House. You guys kind of got rid of Mr. Cooper's enthusiasm by taking on a bunch of the bills that he vetoed.
Yeah, we did. We had a busy day yesterday. We actually had 5 veto overrides that took place yesterday.
Yeah, that's pretty significant, and I'm not sure whether you've got his attention yet or not, but anyway, I thought it was a pretty cool thing you did. Good for you.
Well, thanks. I think he enjoys using his veto stamp, but that's all right. We enjoy overriding when we get the opportunity, and we certainly did that yesterday.
All right. Now, I heard Tim Moore yesterday say that we're not going to take up any more legislation now, or probably not even next week. We wait until September, or maybe even beyond. I don't know how long you're going to wait, but we got a state that needs to be passed. What's going on?
Yeah, so this is frustrating for all of us. I know it's frustrating for the citizens and certainly the state employees, but the House and Senate are at odds on certain policies in the state budget. Some of that relates to tax policy, and some of it relates to spending. And I don't know if you heard about NC Innovation, but that's one thing that it's a bit of a sticking point. So we're trying to work through all that. We're getting close. We're making progress, but we're not quite there.
You had sent a note down here, and you brought out a point here about North Carolina being ranked number 1 for business by CNBC. Is this an actual real ranking, or is anybody other than CNBC making this claim?
Yeah, so that's definitely a true ranking. Site Selection has rated North Carolina high. I think we're in the top 3. Forbes has rated North Carolina high. CNBC, of course, number 1. I think there's some other rankings out there. States doing economically, and that's because of the tax cuts that we put into place and simplification of the tax code and investing in workforce development, less regulations. A lot of jobs are coming here. People are moving to the state. So, I think that ranking reflects the reality.
Mm-hmm. I know I'm very familiar with the business that we have here in Jacksonville. For full disclosure, I work there part-time, and I've got 2 boats down there. So it's a marina here in Jacksonville, the only one in Jacksonville, privately owned. And it was bought by a family just about the time the pandemic hit, right after Florence had hit. It was like, lots of stuff going against them, but they bought it anyway. They managed to get it. And he's a disabled Marine veteran, 15 years in the Corps. So he's, but they decided to make the investment, make the leap. And then all of this other stuff happens. And then the Inflation Reduction Act that sent interest rates skyrocketing. And his company, it's costing them another $10,000 a month just to pay for the interest. And then I found out the other day, I did not know this was happening, and I do not. Again, I've told the folks already here, I'm not opposed to it. North Carolina is a motorsport state, but the state of North Carolina has agreed to provide grants to businesses, motorsports businesses, drag strips, racetracks, and one here in Onslow County is going to get about $500,000 from the state of North Carolina. Is there any consideration, any thought to providing something, some kind of a, grant money to businesses like marinas, like fishing piers that provide basically year-round business every day of the week?
Yeah, I mean, I would certainly be open to that. I understand how harmful inflation's been on a lot of small businesses in particular, and consumers certainly. And I was reading this morning about the interest rates being above 7% on a 30-year mortgage, and what that does to your monthly payment. And then you think about, consumers often think about mortgage payments and, credit card debt's another issue. But then small businesses are, certainly, being impacted by it. That's something I'd be open to, because the state has done those grants, as you mentioned, on, things like racetracks. And I think the idea is to revitalize motorsports in North Carolina back to what it once was. But yeah, I'm always open to ideas on how to support small business, and that what you mentioned is certainly something that I would consider.
Okay, well, good, because that it's not the only business, only maritime business, marina type of operation in North Carolina that has been impacted. Pretty much all of them have. The cost of doing business is really high. The cost of even just buying a boat and to offer for sale is ridiculous. They can't keep the inventory up that they used to because of the prices. It's just ridiculous, and people are not buying the expensive boats right now because the interest rates are so high. So I don't know. Somehow we've got to get back to reality here. You're running for another office, Labor Commissioner.
Yeah, yes, sir. So it's been an honor to serve in the House, and I was elected in 2012. I'm in my sixth term now, going on 12 years, and I feel like it's time for a new chapter in public service. And the current commissioner, Josh Dobson, is retiring. He has endorsed us to take his place, and I'm honored to have his support. And so we're running statewide, and this is my first time running for a statewide office. So it's certainly been a journey.
Yeah. What is the? We all hear about the Labor Commissioner, but we don't see don't see them in the headlines a lot. We don't see a lot of news coming out of that that commission. What do they do?
Yeah, so that's a really good question. And, a lot of people don't know what all the Department of Labor does, but it actually does a lot. Most people think about the elevator. You see the picture in the elevator, but it does much more than that. So the department deals with inspections, not only for elevators, but for mines, boilers, quarries, amusement rides, H-2A housing. The department also does inspections for advanced manufacturing. They settle wage disputes in the workplace. And the department also deals with workforce development through the community college system. So it actually does a lot. It's a fairly substantial department that has about a $48 million budget and close to 400 employees.
Wow. Okay. You mentioned labor disputes. You're involved in some of that?
Yeah, it's not so much the right to work issues, although I strongly support North Carolina being your right to work state. That's statutory. A lot of it has to do with wage. Like if someone is hired to work for a company, and the company says we'll pay you $15 an hour, and you're going to work 20 hours a week, and then at the end of the week, the worker doesn't think they're being paid fairly, they can file a complaint with the Department of Labor. And then there's a division that will look into that complaint and, make a decision, was the employee paid fairly or not?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is there a lot of that? A lot of people making complaints that they don't feel like they're getting their just dues, or that they want a raise and they can't get it. Nothing was promised to them or anything, but if they want a raise and they can't get one, is any of that really justified?
Yeah, it's actually not so much related to employees getting a raise. It's related to the existing agreement. When
Okay.
an employer hires an individual and they have basically a contract that the employee is going to be paid a certain amount. Labor disputes of that nature are not rare, but they're not really common either. They happen, and when they do happen, there could be a lawsuit. The employee could file a lawsuit against the employer, but the first step, if they choose to do it, is they could go through Department of Labor, and that's why you want somebody in that office who is balanced. It brings a balanced approach to it. You're not going to weight the scale one way or the other. You're going to be fair about it.
Do you get involved in any of the migrant farm workers complaints? Do they have any? Do they have any grounds to have any?
Yes. So what labor does is the Department of Labor does the inspections for the housing. So migrant workers, the program is administered mostly by Department of Commerce, Department of Agriculture, because that's what these workers are in the H-2A program. They do, seasonal farm work, and they're here periodically and so forth. But they have to be provided with housing. Department of Labor goes and inspects the housing, make sure that it's up to code, and they'll make sure that there's proper running water and insulation and things like that.
Okay, well that's pretty good. Any major issues you want to discuss? Something coming up in the House that we will be reading about maybe in the next week or two when you guys are back in session and doing something?
Yeah, we'd like to know.
We'd like to know now.
We'd like to know.
Sure thing. Well, first, as far as Department of Labor is concerned, I think the number one issue is workforce development. As I travel the state, talk to people, I'm hearing a lot about the inflation that we're discussing and the impact that that's having on them. And of course, that's a national issue, but if there are solutions we can think of in North Carolina to address that, we certainly need to do it. But workforce development, having a labor shortage is certainly a challenge for these businesses. And that's where we're trying to steer more students into thinking about all the different pathways to success, trade skills, vocational, things like that. As far as what's coming up in the House, the budget's really the big thing. I mean, we may have additional veto overrides on the horizon, but the number one thing we need to get done is the budget. And, when we do get that done, the raises for state employees and teachers and so forth will be provided, and they'll actually be provided retroactively to July 1. So they'll get their raises, agencies will get their funding, albeit a little bit late in the fiscal year. They will receive retroactive funding. The other big thing that's coming up is redistricting. We're drawing districts for U.S. Congress, for the state House and Senate, and that's certainly a big deal. And we expect that to be done sometime in September.
Okay, well maybe we'll get some stuff done here before the end of the year.
Yeah, it's just something I wanted to say. I want to toot John's horn a little bit because he's very modest. Since taking office, he's proven to be one of the most effective leaders in the General Assembly. He passed numerous bills, chaired committees, and received several awards for his work. His colleagues elected him to serve as the North Carolina House Majority Whip, which is one of the top leadership positions in the General Assembly. So I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah. John, that's
very kind of you to say. I appreciate it.
That's an honor, and from what I've been reading, it's well deserved.
Yes, well deserved, and I think his aspirations to run for labor commissioner, I applaud that, and I wish you the best.
Yep, and we'll get you back on here.
That means a lot. I appreciate it. And the fun fact is, I am the youngest majority whip in state history.
You're just a baby.
Majority whip in state history.
He's just a baby.
I got shoes older than you are, John. At 40
I know,
years
I'm
of
40.
age.
I'm going on 41 in October, but that's still young, right?
Yeah, it is very young compared to some of us. So, anyway, Representative Hardisher, thank you for taking the time to be with us this morning.
We look forward to you calling again.
I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right.
Okay, take care.
Bye-bye. Let's take a break. You're live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Chris Rainer from Sports Talk. Make sure you tune in to tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. as we have the 2 Minute and a Six Pack podcast crew talking about high school football. The opening night, we'll have Dave Miller, Steve Goodson, Joey Mahalchik, Mike Irvin, and myself as we preview all the games coming up on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Coastal Bank and Trust. Thank you for allowing us the privilege of handling all your banking needs, including personal and commercial loans to mortgage services. With locations in Jacksonville, Holly Ridge, Richlands, and Morehead City, Coastal Bank and Trust truly is a community bank dedicated to those we serve and is proud to be a part of the continued growth of Onslow, Carteret, and surrounding counties, and looks forward to meeting you. Thank you for voting us the best of the best 5 years in a row. FDIC insured and an equal housing lender.
If you love ocean pier fishing, the Seaview Pier Motel and Restaurant located at mile marker 18, North Topsail Beach is the place for you. The Seaview Pier is a family pier complete with bait and tackle shop, rod and reel rentals, and accessories. The restaurant serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner and features a complete menu from burgers to ocean fresh seafood, straight to you from the briny blue. With the Seaview Motel right next door and the most affordable rates on the coast, you can make it a vacation or a weekend of Carolina pier fishing. It's all here, including the fish. The Seaview Pier Motel and Restaurant, mile marker 18, North Topsail Beach, across the bridge, just south from Seas Ferry. To find out what's biting or for motel reservations, call anytime, 910-328-3172.
Down East, heating and air conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986.
Down East is your local Bryant Factory authorized dealer. Down East, Bryant, whatever it takes to keep you cool.
Down East, heating and air conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986. DownEastHeating.com.
Need service on your present cooling system? Just call Down East. Looking to replace your cooling system in your home or office? Down East and Bryant is ready to do whatever it takes to keep you cool on these hot summer days. Ask about 0% interest for 60 months. Down East, Bryant, whatever it takes.
Down East, heating and air conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986. DownEastHeating.com.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back live and local. We do appreciate you guys staying with us this morning. Well, you know what? There's been all this talk down there in Swansboro, down that way about the ducks.
Right.
And a lot of people don't want the ducks there. They say that they're creating a mess in the downtown area. So, but some people have even suggested, click bang, making them disappear. Youth killing them. The mayor said absolutely not. He said that was not going to happen.
You just scared me.
That sounded like a cat, screeching.
I just sent the wrong text to the wrong person, and then you do that, and I'm thinking, oh Lord,
what is that thing?
No. It's my no button.
Somebody take that away from him.
I gave Robin one.
Well, he
was
smart enough not to bring that thing home, clearly, because I've never seen it.
Well, I think when he first took office on the county commission, I said, you need to have this and use it a lot.
It's probably in his county commissioner office.
Yeah, it could be.
Because I've never seen that. He knows better. Bring that
anyway, the ducks there, they are something that you see in Swansboro, period. People know they're there. People know that the geese are all over Jacksonville. the pond geese, as we call them, the year-round residents. And you can take them, you can pick them up, you can move them to the West Coast if you want to. They're going to come back because this is where they were born. That's the way things work. Yesterday afternoon, I drove over to Empire Pizza over there on the Yacht Road.
Yeah, you love that.
I do. And there were a bunch of those geese over there. They had traffic stop in the parking lot.
I will stop traffic quick. If y'all are ever behind me, you might. If you don't know what I drive, you might want to find out because I will block the road.
Well, you need to get a bumper sticker that says "Goose Lady."
No, you need to
I
get one
brake
that
for
says
geese.
"I brake for geese." Yeah.
A lady goose. But anyway, there are folks who want to get rid of the geese. First of all, as I pointed out, I talked with the mayor. The city got no dog in this fight, no goose in this fight. They cannot move the geese. They're basically protected. You can hunt them, not in the city limits, because there's a city ordinance against that. So what are you going to do?
I don't know. Somebody started some doo-doo on social media about John Davis, the mayor of Swansboro, saying that he was asking about having them euthanized.
No, he said.
I hope he wasn't doing that.
No, wait, let's call him.
He says
Let's put him on the
euthanasia
spot.
is not being considered.
That's
it's
right.
an article in the Jacksonville Daily News.
Right.
So that's what he said.
No.
Not even under for consideration.
Well, I hope he wouldn't do that.
No, he wouldn't.
That would make me not a fan of him quick.
Oh, he would be run out of town.
Yeah. He'd be ducked right out of town, right?
That's right.
Coming
what
up
I just
tomorrow,
thought
Are you going to the game?
it's football. Football
Yes.
time. Jacksonville High will take on Southwest at Southwest, which is just a few miles from Jacksonville High anyway.
Oh, yeah, it's not far.
Yeah, it's just across the county, down the block a little bit. So they're going to take them on. And what do you think? Who's going to win?
I think probably the Cardinals.
Mhm.
Just my opinion. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know. I know they did very well last year.
Yeah.
They performed very
I'm
well.
basing it on last year,
And
so I don't know.
Well, the year
Southwest-
before they did excellent. Last year they were kind of rebuilding because
Yeah.
they had lost so many of their
A lot of
seniors.
seniors.
So I think they're going to come back strong this year.
I just, tomorrow maybe we'll get Chris Miller or somebody like that to chat with us.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. And we'll see
We'll
how
get
what
Chris
he's
to
thinking.
call in.
We do. We get
I'll
Chris for
send him a
tomorrow.
message.
Or he can call in after 8:00 if he wants to this morning.
Okay.
To get some
He's
interest.
probably listening. It's the radio.
I got to go turn it down. I guess I had it up.
Okay. I'm hearing things there for a second.
I told
I'm
Lee
hearing voices.
after I finished working on the show last night.
Mhm.
It was kind of late.
Yeah.
I got up and I went over there and turned my ham radio up and talked to a guy. You've seen the movie Wind Talkers, right?
Yeah.
He is the descendant and very much Navajo, the Navajo Talkers.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he's got a special call sign, and he was making contacts with people all over the world last night. So I made contact with him, chatted with him for a minute or two. And then I said, well, I got to go to bed, but I spun the dial, and there's a station putting out what we call a general call, a CQ, just a call for anybody to respond. And he put it out, so I called him back. As soon as he gave his call sign, I said, that call sign looks familiar, the prefix. And he's in New Zealand.
Oh,
So we had about a 10-minute chat last night.
what was he CQing about? Just want to talk to
Just
somebody?
to talk.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
we do. We
Okay.
get
Not
on
like a
Not a
emergency.
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
That's called Mayday.
Well, yeah, but
All right, let's take a break. You're live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Exterminating 627 College Street, Jacksonville has proudly been serving the pest control needs of Onslow and surrounding counties since 1952. That's 70 years of protecting the health and property of our citizens from rodents, termites, mosquitoes, and all other pests. Modern Exterminating offers inspection without obligation. Being authorized to serve government quarters, Modern Exterminating takes this opportunity to thank those who serve and allowing us to handle all your pest control needs. If what they use don't zap them, they'll trap them. And if you're not satisfied, they'll step step on them. The bug stops here. Modern Exterminating, family owned and operated since 1952. Call today 910-455-5122. That's 910-455-5122 for Modern Exterminating.
C&S Paint, Jacksonville's premier paint store since 1957, with 3 locations serving the Crystal Coast, has everything you need from brushes to Olympic stain and quality Benjamin Moore paint. Benjamin Moore offers unmatched color and durability, so the color will last for years to come. Whether a do-it-yourselfer or paint contractor, when you shop C&S Paint Center with 3 locations, you're not just improving your home or construction site, you're supporting a local business too. C&S Paint Center, Olympic Stain, and Benjamin Moore. Paint for everything that matters. C&S Paint Center, 105 Wayne Drive, Morehead City, 6 Doris Avenue, Jacksonville, and 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point. C&S Paint, phone 910-455-0210. Jacksonville's premier paint store since 1957.
Attention property owners, are you fed up with bad tenants, under market rents, and late payments? At Fountain Management, we provide unrivaled levels of expertise to make owning a rental property easy and profitable. Taking the management of your real estate investment to the next level? Well, contact us today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609. We will make owning your rental property simple and rewarding.
Southern Touch Painting, maintenance, specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, maintenance, power washing, and roofing. Fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want it painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties. When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843. Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
You know, that Fulton County grand jury earlier this week, they were deliberating, but they did not return true bills of indictment until about, 9 o'clock at nighttime. However,
9:04.
It looks like the Fulton County Clerk of Court's office has admitted now it messed up when it posted an indictment against former President Trump on Monday before the grand jury even voted to hand up one with official charges against him and 18 other people. Speaking with the local TV station, Fulton County Clerk of Superior and Magistrate Court, Shay Alexandra, said she made the mistake while under pressure to ensure the process surrounding the indictments went smoothly. On Monday afternoon, the Fulton County Court's website posted a document that listed the same charges included in the indictment released late Monday night, which included charges of violating the Georgia RICO Act, solicitation of violation of oath by a public officer, conspiracy to commit filing false documents, and a whole lot more. She said, I wanted to save it. I just hit save, and it suddenly went out to all the media.
You sure did.
Uh-huh.
When the DA gave her presser that night, which was like midnight, And she was asked that question, why did it appear, then suddenly it was taken down? She goes, I just really don't know what the clerk or court does in her job, and I'm just not familiar with it. I'm sure it was just a mistake. And I'm like,
Oh, it was
that's
a
not even
major
good cover.
mistake, but that was terrible. So it took them, 3 days to get their mess together so they could come up with some kind of an excuse.
Yeah.
I slipped up. I meant to hit save and I hit send. Well, they both start with S. You need to go back to school and learn how to
Quite
spell.
a few words that start with S.
Yeah, but and I bet a lot of them were being used too.
Like, sorry.
She said, but it wasn't an official document. It wasn't official charges. It was the dry run. Her words. It was a work sample. Huh? Then she sent out a note to all the media after she took all this down, and she said it was fictitious. It was a fictitious document.
Yeah. Heard that one too. That was the very first one I sent you that night when that came out and I was able to grab it. That was the very first one I sent you that night. Because I told you, I watched that thing till about 2:00 in the morning.
Oh, my
It
goodness
was
gracious.
history in the making.
Yeah, and she made history herself, too. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be back right after Fox News break.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. A Texas woman is charged with threatening to kill the federal judge overseeing former President Trump's election conspiracy case in D.C.
Abigail Jo Schreier of Alvin, Texas, is charged with calling the federal courthouse in Washington, D.C. and leaving a threatening message, which court records show included a racial term for federal district judge Tanya Chutkin, who is black.
Fox's Lillian Wu. The federal appeals court says the abortion pill, mifepristone, should stay on the market.
The three-judge panel, while overturning a Texas judge's decision revoking FDA approval of the drug, also said it can't be delivered by mail and that a doctor must be there to administer it. The final decision will be made by the U.S. Supreme Court.
Fox's Colonel Scott, that drug was approved 23 years ago, with access expanded in 2016 and 2021. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
There are times when you're, as a cop, you're confronted, and you have to deal with situations as you see fit without a whole lot of notice. Happened in New York. Long Island police officer was responding to reports of a gun-toting woman outside a 7-Eleven store at a busy intersection, encountered an armed man pointing a pistol at police officers and other people, so he sideswiped the suspect with his patrol car. 31-year-old Brooklyn man Kyber Calderon was who also uses the identity of a 33-year-old woman named Hannah Carrillo, was waving a pistol in the middle of the street about 2:20 in the afternoon, aiming it at drivers and also at responding officers. He was arrested twice in June in New York City, but released under a no bail policy.
Yep.
How's that no bail stuff working for you, New York? County Executive Bruce Blakeman, who praised his department as the most professional in the country, said he was pleased with the actions of the quick-thinking officer who used a patrol SUV to knock the guy down, causing only minor injuries and ending the crisis. He sideswiped it, basically. What he did, he turned it broadside. He didn't hit him head on. But, it just took him out of commission without having to shoot him. I've never seen that one before. That's a first.
That's crazy.
The guy with the police department said you had this subject that was pointing a gun at public, discharged the firearm on a public street, pointed the gun at police officers, and then pointed the firearm at his own head, which obviously meant that he might have committed suicide had not the officer taken swift and effective action. You hate to shoot somebody who's threatening suicide. That's just not doing the right thing all the way around. The best video that I've ever seen of that, this guy was sitting in a chair. He had pulled it out up to the edge of his driveway on the street, and he was sitting there with a pistol in his hand. He was going to shoot himself. That was his plan. So they had the SWAT team there, and of course they blocked off the area, got everybody out of the area, and the SWAT team was there. And there's one police officer on the team. They're not going to shoot a guy threatening suicide, right?
Right.
And the guy, when he had his hand down on his between his legs, like he was just sitting there waving the pistol back and forth. The officer took a shot at the pistol.
At the pistol.
Nice.
Destroyed the
Nice.
gun.
Oh, wow.
And of course, the guy was immediately. This is on video. I've seen the video.
Right.
And the guy immediately was taken down by a host of other SWAT team members.
Right.
Beautiful operation. So it ain't all about killing them, but disable them and do what you got to do when you got to do it. But the guy just stood there and looked at his gun, which was just blown out of his hand. Didn't hurt his hand. That was the amazing part. It just destroyed the gun, and he's sitting there looking at it, saying, "What? Wow!" And he's down on the ground and subdued. So they're ingenious things that law enforcement people have to do from time to time. Coming up in about 5 minutes, we are going to be talking with Chris Miller from the Jacksonville Daily News. He's going to be giving us a call. And Chris, if you've lost a number, I don't know. Well, I'm sure you've got it.
I sent it to him by email.
Good.
I didn't have his phone number.
Well, he said he got your email too, so that's good.
Okay.
Out there in Washington State, America First Legal, a nonprofit group headed by former Trump policy advisor Stephen Miller, speaking of Mr. Miller, a different Mr. Miller, has filed a lawsuit against Washington Governor Jay Inslee to stop the enforcement of a state law that allows minors to get sex reassignment surgeries without their parents' permission. You're 13 years old, you want to go get, change your, you want to become a girl? Go ahead. You can do it on your own. You can pay the doctor.
I am a girl.
The conservative group says the Senate bill signed by Governor Inslee in May creates a dangerous incentive for minors who disagree with their parents on gender-affirming care to run away to a shelter or host home. The bill allows host homes to house youth without parental permission. I think that's a dangerous precedent too. You want to run away? You can do it. We got a shelter for you over here.
Yeah.
Or how about your neighbors? How about your best buddy? Can they house you? You're running away, and your parents don't want you to do that. This is some dangerous stuff this governor is doing, and the state Senate does. So there's a group there that's filing suit against him to change all of that.
Well, I'm very glad that the North Carolina override of the bills yesterday included 808, which will ban kids from having puberty blockers or any kind of gender assignment surgery. Because y'all all know, if you've listened to me more than one day, know I'm opposed to that.
Yeah.
Let them wait till they're 18.
18, yes. I applaud that.
And what was even scarier is I was reading this comment by this Planned Parenthood lady that said the North Carolina veto is endangering the lives of children. How is not letting them have puberty blockers or gender assignments endangering their life? It is not endangering anything. Like the spin that they put on things, sometimes these groups, is just unbelievable. But I mean, a kid, in my opinion, is not equipped to handle the type of lifetime impact those things happen.
No.
It needs to wait to bare minimum 18.
It's not something you can do a do-over on.
No.
It's a done deal.
And more stories are coming out, especially out of Europe, of kids that had it done and now are adult and they regret it. Like, these kids are not mentally and emotionally able to make this kind of decision.
Agree.
And these parents that want to do this for their children need to have their rights taken away, bottom line, because it is dangerous.
Yep, totally agree. And here's a buddy. Hey, Chris, how are you?
I'm doing good, guys. Good morning. How's everybody doing?
Hey, Chris.
Doing fine, Chris. Okay, got any predictions for tomorrow night's Jacksonville versus Southwest game?
Careful, Rayford.
Yep.
Let's not get Richlands and Southwest.
No.
Confused. They're long-time bitter rivals.
They
but,
are.
No, we're all excited for the kickoff of high school football season. I can't believe it's already here. It just feels like it's been a couple months before East Duplin won the state title back in December. But yeah, it should be a good and exciting game on Friday. Jacksonville at Southwest Onslow, and I think it's going to be a great game. Both kids on both teams are going to play hard, and you would think maybe Jacksonville is the favorite, but this is why we play the games. And the Southwest kids are pretty motivated this year, and it should be a great crowd and a great game tomorrow night.
Yeah. Before we get more with that, any thoughts about this redistricting that's going to impact Richlands and the Dixon area?
Dixon
as far
and
as
Southwest.
how it's going to impact the ball games, the ball teams.
Well, I mean, realignment and redistricting has always been kind of a big thing the last several years. I think they said 200 of the Dixon high school kids, the ones that are not going to be grandfathered in, will be coming to Southwest High School here, I guess, next year.
Yeah.
You may have a few athletes that went from one school to another school that will play sports, but not all 200 of those students are going to be athletes. Not
Sure.
all are going to be football or baseball players or soccer players or what have you. So it's probably a good thing that Southwest has had these open classroom spaces for years, and Dixon continues to be a growing area. I just remember when Dixon was a 1A school, and now they're one of the bigger ones in Onslow County.
Yep.
It's very interesting to see how that community has grown. That in the Topsail area has just taken off over the last 10, 15 years. So very interesting stuff for sure.
One of the things that I would think about here, I do think about, okay, so you have 200 that were loyal Dixon supporters, not necessarily that they played sports, but they supported their school, their teams. And now they got to go to Southwest, who could be considered a bitter enemy. I mean, the same thing happened when Southwest came into being because a lot of people from the Richlands area ended up there.
That's tough.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And in a similar situation happened several years ago. I want to say maybe 7, 8 years ago when a lot of those good number of Richlands high school kids that lived in the Gum Branch area and on Gum Branch Road were going to Richlands and now went to Jacksonville. And I mean, that happened a couple years before the hurricane, before Florence. And that was an interesting situation there, but I think everybody's kind of got used to the setup now. And I think you would hope and pray that maybe this situation, once the kids start going back to school and when they start getting readjusted to their new schools, that maybe after a couple of weeks, maybe things will return to normal. But yeah, it always is an adjustment period for kids and parents and for the schools themselves to get some new community members.
Have you looked at Duplin? I know they did very well last year, all the way to the state title. Now, have you looked at them this year? Do they have a lot of the same students, or did they lose a lot of seniors?
They did lose a lot of seniors. They do
Ouch.
have a small group of seniors coming back this year that helped the team win the state championship last year. But yeah, they graduated. Most of their key players last year were seniors, yes, sir. And I think their coach, East Duplin coach Battle Holly, he told me that they returned 2 offensive starters and one defensive returning starter. So it certainly is a rebuilding year over in Gilleville for East Duplin high school football. But East Duplin, they're always well coached, and they're those kids take a lot of pride. That community takes a lot of pride in their football team, and they may on paper may not be as good as they were last year, but they will. Those kids will play hard, and they will represent that community in a strong way. And that's ultimately that's what it's all about.
Would it be better, way back when we used to play tag football? Remember that? Or what was the other one? You put the handkerchief in your hip pocket and you had to snatch it out, and that was a tackle. Same thing as a tackle. But would that not save kids who are engaged, as one of our callers routinely talks to us about, face a lot of injuries from head impacts?
Well, I knew you were going to ask that question, and I did have a pretty good response. When it comes to taking football away, there are three things, and we saw this back during COVID. There are three things that if you're a local politician or a politician in general, there's three things that you don't mess with. You don't mess with people's money, you don't mess with people's kids, and you don't mess with people's football.
That's
and
right.
I mean, all those things I think are true. And in terms of the safety of football, the coaches and the sport itself has really done a great job of making sure these kids stay safe, and they've taken the procedures and the protocols very seriously to make sure concussion and I mean, that's the first and foremost procedure is the emphasis is the concussion protocol, making sure that, hey, if you're looking wobbly or if you're looking a little dazed, hey, get you out of the game, and because your safety and your well-being and your future is more important than the football game. So these coaches and schools and players and fans have really done a great job of emphasizing player safety, and I even think that the safety emphasis has really took another big step forward last year when that young man from the Buffalo Bills suffered that cardiac arrest in the middle of the game. I think a lot of these schools now and a lot of these teams are really respecting the trainers and the first responders with a lot more respect this year. So as long as they continue taking that next step of improving and thinking of different ways to keep these players safe, football's not going to go away for a long time.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, Chris, thank you. Thanks for your insight.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me on, guys.
Anytime. Chris Miller with the Jacksonville Daily News, sports editor extraordinaire.
Oh,
We'll be talking with him a lot.
Oh,
this
yeah.
High school
It's
season.
going to be some important stuff happening this year. But let's go ahead and take the break. You're live on Local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Freedom 97.1 WSME with Jacksonville Cardinal High School football.
Be sure to tune in this Friday night as the Jacksonville Football Cardinals travel 5 miles down the road to take on cross-county rival, the Stallions of Southwest High School. Pre-game 6:30, Jerry Allen and Bob Warwick will be bringing you all the action with the 7 o'clock kickoff, followed by the Golden Corral post-game report.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for summer, and you should be too, with the Cub Cadet XT Enduro Series. These lawn tractors were engineered for strength, comfort, and versatility. Each machine features a strong deck with a variety of sizes available, designed to deliver a premium cut. An assortment of attachments and accessories, sold separately, allow you to use your mower for more than just cutting grass. Stop by Mills International Incorporated today and find out how the Cub Cadet XT Endurance Series is tailored to help unlock all the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street for exceptional offers, expert advice, and superior service.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store where good things call Sliss. Down home down the street on the Richlands Highway right in Jacksonville and Main Street, Maysville. Half cut, bone-in ribeye loin is only $9.99 a pound. Boneless ribeye loin is $7.99 a pound. Whole eye of the round, just $3.59 a pound. Fresh whole picnic is only $1.69 a pound. How about St. Louis style pork ribs, $1.99 a pound? And Springer Mountain Farms jumbo pack fire wings is only $2.29. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, and they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanders's Farm chicken. Over in produce, how about a 3-pound bag of easy peel mandarins for just $3.99 a bag? California seedless grapes, white or red, are $1.99 a pound. Crisp green cabbage, just 59 cents a pound. How about the 12-ounce bag of sweet baby bell peppers, just $2.49 a bag? 2 pints of ruby grape tomatoes are only $4. And grill ready corn on the cob, you get a 5-pack for $3.99. And you get 3 6-packs of the 16-ounce size of Pepsi or Mountain Dew for just $12. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store where good things cost less. Down home, down the street on the Richlands Highway in Jacksonville and Main Street in Maysville. Remember, say big with the pig.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team, serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 19. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com. And follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax. We're on the way.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
I told you last hour about Tideline Marine. They got a special going. George told me all about it yesterday. They're going to run a special on trolling motors for you guys who fish the shallow waters, especially for redfish or flounders when the season is in. Or trout. You need to get up into shallow waters. You need to get up there quietly, and you need to move around when you're fishing. Fish don't stay in one spot. And a trolling motor is the choice of so many people when they're trying to do something like that. And Tideline has got a dozen of them right now. I counted yesterday. Got a dozen trolling motors in stock, brand new, Minn Kotas. And from 55-pound thrust, 12-volt motors to 80-pound thrust, 24-volt motors, you're going to get back $100. You're going to save $100 on the spot. You buy one for whatever limited time that he's going to be offering this special deal, and you're going to save $100. And in reality, you're saving $107 because you're not paying the taxes either on that extra $100. So that's basically $107 saving, folks. The deal won't last forever. You might want to drop by today. The doors are opening any moment now. Probably if you drop by, you can pick up one of those motors and be gone before 8:30 when the doors really normally open. So get on by there. 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. There is a small craft advisory in effect through Friday afternoon. It will go into effect late this afternoon. Southwesterly winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming southerly 15 to 20 with gusts to 25 this afternoon. Seas 3 to 5 feet, dominant period 5 seconds. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop, increasing to fairly choppy in the afternoon. Southwesterly winds tomorrow 15 to 20, seas 4 to 6, dominant period 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers again choppy. And on Saturday, northwesterly winds about 10 knots, becoming easterly in the afternoon, 3 to 4 footers. Sounds and rivers a light chop.
Today, showers and thunderstorms off and on all day, mostly cloudy otherwise, a high of 86 with gusty winds. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 73, gusty, and showers and thunderstorms isolated, whatever that means. Tomorrow, sunny, high of 92, still gusty. Tomorrow night, clear, low of 71. And on Saturday, sunny and 90 degrees.
Did you check your NHC this morning?
I
The
did.
X's are red now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
getting there. We're going to have we're going to not we, but on the charts there's going to be something. I don't know. Let's just hope it ain't going to coming this way. We should be okay. I saw them developing a little bit overnight yesterday, But as of 8 o'clock this morning, I don't still see them red, though. They're still orange
They're orange.
to me.
They looked red at first.
The disturbance number 1, which is about halfway between Africa and the northern part of South America, it's generally moving westward, and it should be moving west-northwestward 10 to 15 miles per hour across the central tropical Atlantic for the next couple of days. We'll see what's going to happen then. The eventual environmental conditions appear conducive for gradual development of the system, and a tropical depression could form over the next couple of days. Formation chance through 7 days, 60%. Now, that's the one they did not think was going to do very much. Now, the tropical disturbance number 2 has the one that came off the coast of Africa 2 days ago. It's moving west-northwest or northwestward around 10 miles per hour across the eastern tropical Atlantic. A tropical depression could form over the weekend before environmental conditions become unfavorable for development early next week. So it should be one and done after the weekend. So hopefully that one won't do anything. And the one further to the west of that and a bit south is I don't know. That same conditions that are going to be unfavorable for the tropical disturbance number 2 from forming up. It's a possibility that it will keep or bend the other one after, even if it does become a tropical depression or a hurricane, tropical storm or hurricane. It's possible that could bend it and send it away, just like it did on so many of the others.
No, the national weather this morning showed the possibility of a depression developing in the Gulf soon, and bringing it across, but just a big rainmaker.
Yeah, that's all we're seeing right now.
It was lit up this morning. I was like, whoa.
Biden, he's infamous for making these weird comments at strange times. He did it again yesterday.
I was just reading that.
He's about to begin a speech in front of an audience in the East Room of the White House on the 1-year anniversary of that Inflation Reduction Act. And he just briefly deviated from that. I want to say one thing to your children. I know some really great ice cream places around here, and Daddy owes you. So talk to me afterwards. What?
Well, that's not what I was reading. I mean, I didn't even read that part.
What? That's earlier this year. Oh, no, last year, October. He got a lot of criticism from folks on social media over a comment he made to a young teenager in California, where he told her, no serious guys until you're 30. A month prior to that, he came under a lot of scrutiny for a comment he made in the middle of a speech to the National Education Association. He's talking to a woman in the crowd. He apparently had known her for quite a while. We go way back. We go way a long back. She was 12 and I was 30. But anyway, this woman helped me get an awful lot done. Anyway. What?
I'm over here still reading about his statement yesterday. Name me one thing America has never failed on.
Hey, that's what we're talking about, yeah.
Vietnam, and I'm sitting there naming a whole bunch of others in my head. Like, somebody take the microphone away from him.
The Democrats are not doing themselves any favor. The White House is not doing itself any favor by sending him out there with a live mic.
I agree.
Yeah.
I kind of look for him to go nothing but holding news briefings, but without any news people there, unattended news briefings in some room where they can edit or have him do it over and over and over again until he gets it right.
But could he? Could he retain that?
Yeah, by reading from the teleprompter.
Well,
he does okay when he reads from the prompter.
Script?
Well, if he's being recorded,
they were talking about.
he's just record it and play it back. Do not let him go live.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
And just
Okay.
somebody stand behind him with the little stick to make his mouth move.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Like a ventriloquist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bless him.
Yeah, it's not. I don't get it. An Ohio teenager was convicted this week of intentionally barreling her car at 100 miles per hour into a brick wall to kill her boyfriend and his friend.
What?
Her actions were controlled, methodical, deliberate, intentional, and purposeful. This was not reckless driving. This was murder. That's what Judge Nancy Margaret Russo said of the 19-year-old female. Her name is Mackenzie Sherilla. Sherilla broke into sobs after the judge found her guilty of 4 counts of murder and other charges for the deaths of her boyfriend and his friend. He was 20, the friend was 19.
What was her motive for doing that?
She was just mad.
What was she mad about?
Her boyfriend, I guess, and his friend, whoever. The trial did not have a jury, and the judge alone decided her fate. The wreck was about a year ago, 20 miles south of Cleveland. Her conviction carries an automatic sentence of life in prison with the possibility of parole after 15 years.
Oh, my.
Yeah, that's what I don't like about life in prison. I don't care what they say. Even if in North Carolina, without the possibility of parole, well, guess what? That's the current legislature's way of thinking. They can change that when they want to. The judge said of this other thing that the most significant piece of evidence against Sherilla was the chilling and tragic surveillance footage that shows the moment she accelerates and slams her Toyota into the wall of a commercial building.
Wow. Dang.
Judge said she had a mission and she executed it with precision. The mission was death.
Oh, here we go. A few days.
A few days before the early morning crash, Sherilla, who was 17 at the time, took the same obscure route to plot the crime. After a weeping Sherilla was escorted from the courtroom in handcuffs, the prosecutor told reporters that she wanted to kill her boyfriend, with whom she had a tumultuous relationship, and took the life of his friend as an afterthought. My.
So what? I wonder if she was planning to kill herself
Well,
too, that she
obviously,
survived.
yep,
Okay.
she lived through it.
She was mad.
She and the 2 victims had been smoking pot before the collision. Her family says she plans to appeal the verdict. I think it's going to be a little bit too late for that. Whatever. What do you say when people are out there plotting? What can you do in cases like that? I don't get it. Whatever. What else we got going locally? We got the school board, or the county commission meeting coming up
Yes.
Monday, and they got a number of issues. We've talked about some of that this week.
Well, I'll just read you what Melissa sent me. She's with the school board, Melissa Oakley.
Yep.
And this is the high school schedule, the new 23-24 Bell schedule. Onslow County Schools updated the start times for all high school students for the 23-24 school year. This year, students should arrive on campus between 6:40 a.m. and 7 a.m.
Phew.
Instruction in the first period classes will begin promptly at 7 a.m. The school day will end at 2:10 p.m. Please see the schedule below for a new bell schedule. First bell is at 6:45. First period 7 a.m. And fourth period, which is the last of the day, is till 2:10 p.m. And I know they had to do a lot of that because of the shortage on school bus
Yep,
drivers.
that's part of it.
So they have the older kids out in the dark first.
Yeah.
And then this is great for the little ones that don't have to be out there in the dark. And it coincides a lot with the sports schedule too.
Yeah.
And then she also sent me varsity football games will use metal detectors. Onslow County schools have purchased 15 new walk-through metal detectors.
Oh, okay. They're not the ones.
Oh, no, this is just for the activities.
Uh-huh.
This includes 2 for each high school and 1 at the Eastern North Carolina Regional Skills Center. This equipment will be used at varsity games and possibly other special events as we move forward, not for daily school entry.
Yeah.
All patrons will be
Not yet.
expected to enter through the metal detectors upon entrance to the football games. If metal detectors go off, patrons will have an opportunity to make adjustments and walk through the detector again. To expedite entrance into the stadium area, only clear backpacks will be allowed at events where metal detectors are in use. Patrons may need to come early due to the delay with processing through the metal detectors. Let me see. It's so hard to read this tiny.
Yeah.
Patrons may need to come early due to the delay with processing through metal detectors gates for 7 p.m. varsity games. They will open at 5:30.
In other words, you better get there early,
And
or
you're
you're
going
gonna
to
be
hot.
in
And for
a
the first part of the
giant
season,
line trying to get through that gate.
hot and hotter.
Yeah.
Right.
It's yeah, and go ahead, folks. Don't have to go back to your car to take your gun back. You're not supposed to have it there anyway. If you've got a pocket knife, leave it in your car. If you've got a
Can opener
leather
attached to
man,
your key. Yeah.
leave it in your car. Don't take a corkscrew with you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they're going to do for me. I got a metal knee, so that's going to be an issue.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. So I'll just have to work on that one.
You get a pat down.
I'll have to patch it down.
Yep. Yeah, will. No.
Oh, what can I wear to set it off?
Oh, Charlie. And I've got a belt on, so I'm not going to have to take. John's going to have to take my shoes off.
Mm.
That's the one
Interesting.
thing. So
Yes.
anyway, we'll see how that works out. We'll have to make sure we are safe though.
Yes.
I got something to talk about schools for you ladies, to both of you, and for some of you folks out there. You both know how to type using your fingers and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
You learned in high school, probably
Yes.
Probably middle school.
middle school, high
Yeah.
school, before the days of computers and all that sort of good stuff. I had a typewriter, right? Kind of like the one
I
that I
took
got over
typing
there.
class in
Yeah, typing
high
class.
school.
Yeah, I did
ninth
too.
grade.
My mom actually taught me to type because she had taken typing and bookkeeping and shorthand.
Yeah, I took shorthand and
Labor.
hated it in ninth
I
grade.
never
took
could
it.
understand
I
it.
won an award.
I hate it. My teacher had
I could do
now
it
I know issues,
fast.
crying in the classroom, the whole 9 yards. It was bad. So yeah, I didn't learn much.
I couldn't learn. I did learn typing,
I remember nothing about it though.
I couldn't tell you anything. Mine looked like hieroglyphics.
and but anyway, why are they giving computers and tablets and all that stuff to every student out there in schools these days without teaching them how to type first? Have you ever thought about that? I had not. I had one gentleman bring that to me last night.
Well, I think a lot of it's because a lot of these kids use tablets and stuff anyway, like to play their games. So I think I think
They don't know how to
maybe-
type.
No, maybe they just think they do. It's a good question. Obviously, they need to be teaching them in kindergarten.
They need to be teaching typing
make it a class.
along with their.
Yeah, they may not be able to spell, but they'll know how to type.
Yeah,
right,
well,
right, yeah.
But anyway, something needs to
Mm-hmm.
be done, because that typing is sort of like a lost art. Who's going to take that class of typing in high school, even if they offer it? I don't know
think
whether
they
it's
offer
offered
it anymore.
Really?
No, I don't think so.
But
I
who-
haven't seen it offered.
Who would even take it, because they're already typing?
They already know how to
but
do
they're
it.
not typing.
Well, they need to teach it to them.
But there's so much to learn about it too. I mean, in a typing class, it teaches you how to use paragraphs and spacing and stuff like that.
ASDFJKL
Yeah.
semi. That's drilled in my brain from the typing class. I have not ever forgotten that.
But anyway, just some thoughts.
Well,
And,
you're getting on a subject like this, and a friend of mine and we got into a big discussion about this. Do you remember in high school you had to take algebra and geometry?
oh yeah,
Why? I've never used it.
I never.
Oh,
I
I've
had ninth
used it
grade
now.
algebra, and I hated my teacher. He was a drunk, and I hated. That's why I hate math.
I
didn't take geometry.
I like
It
algebra.
benefited me in no way.
Same.
Really?
And in geometry, we spent the whole class time just counting the bobby pins in the teacher's hair.
Look, when I was in
Because there's
high
like
school,
100 of them.
here in North Carolina, at that time you only had to have one math credit. So I took at ninth grade Mr. Douglas's math class, algebra class, and I didn't have to take geometry was not required for us. So
I don't
in
know why-
10th
it
grade,
was-
I
It wasn't
took.
required for us either, but
It, yeah,
It
so
was
it was
here,
not for me.
was
At
here.
Rockingham County,
Yes.
and I took
it wasn't
a
for me.
some
But I took
lame.
it.
I took business math in 10th grade. Easy. I was like, okay, now after 10th grade, I don't have to take math, and I certainly did.
Look, my degree was in business administration, and I still had to take geometry.
Yeah.
Tell
I
me
never took
why.
geometry. I did not have to take it.
We had to. I had to. Right there at Jacksonville High School.
Yeah.
I took it, but I
Well,
didn't
no,
have to.
I take it back. It was in junior high. It was Mrs. Metters. That's right.
I took it in junior high, but that don't count because it didn't count for any kind of credit.
Well,
but yeah, because I was like,
why do you have to take it?
yeah,
But I guarantee you right now, you could take any young person and go into a store and walk up to this display and it says it's 25% off this one item. They can't do it in their head.
Nope.
no,
They got to pull out their calculator.
Yep.
correct.
I can do it in my head.
I can do
Me
it in
too.
my head. Yeah.
It's
I
crazy.
can make change before I to tell how
I
much
watched-
and count it back to you.
Oh, I do too. And just like I noticed the lady, and I've always made the change and counted it back.
Mhm.
You know, so if it was 550, you go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I watched it. And everywhere you go now, you watch the cashiers. If it says your change is $9.54, that's what they count out. I mean,
But they're it's told to them.
Yeah.
Right.
Watch people try to count change back. Let's say there's a power outage. They can't do it. There's a
And,
lot of things that have been
and
lost.
a lot of places, and I've seen it. It's happened to me when I was walking up and I'd pay for something. It came out to be like
I know what you're going to say.
$9.27.
Right. And you give them the 27 cents.
No,
and
I might give them $9.50 because I
Okay.
might not have 27 cents.
All
and
right.
but they don't know how to figure that
No,
out.
they don't.
Lord
They're
have
lost.
That really
Completely
messes
lost.
them up.
Shame.
Oh yeah.
I can't. Ray.
Or if I give them, more money, like $10.04 for,
Yes.
they don't know how to do it. They
No.
don't know how to take into account that I give them a quarter.
Right. Now they can key that into the register and the register will tell them, but I'm
Yep.
telling you, they've got to get past the look on their face like, huh?
Yeah. Yep. It's really weird.
Like what do I do?
You're live at Local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSME. We'll be right back.
Goddard's Gold, the artists with the most top 40 hits. Is it Elvis, the Beatles, Petula Clark, the Dave Clark Five, the Supremes, Rod Stewart, Brenda Lee, Elton John, the Beach Boys, Fats Domino, Pat Boone, the Rolling Stones? You may be surprised at some of the artists. We'll find out next Gold. Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Freedom 97.1 and 1120 a.m. WSME.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only copper protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand, forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, Solitech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. It's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2022 in the flooring, covering, and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering. They're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering. Family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering. You stand on it, we stand behind it.
Hurricane season is here, and if you're not prepared, now's the time to visit Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morehead Plaza in Morehead City. Whether for the contractor or do-it-yourselfer, Williams Hardware has the tools and accessories to help protect against high winds and water. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies. Williams Hardware, your helpful handy hardware store, also cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington Grill for Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morehead Plaza in Morehead City. Williams Hardware is open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158, and be prepared this hurricane season.
When vacationing on our beautiful Crystal Coast, you come for the slower pace, the gentle waves, the salty air, and the quality time with family and friends. So while you enjoy our little piece of paradise, let the Barrow Low Country Kitchen help with meals. We'd love to cater your next family event with one of our Carolina-style seafood boils, enough to feed your entire crew. Or enjoy your meal outside at our pavilion on the waterfront. Come by land or by boat to the Barrow Low Country Kitchen in downtown Swansboro.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
See, I forgot my mic, which one it was already. Golly, first time I've done that all week long, I think.
Oh, you've been pretty spot on all week.
Yep. Anyway, let's see. What else we got going on here in the next few minutes we need to chat about? Anything y'all want to
I think
talk
Melissa's calling.
Is she?
Yes.
Hurry up, Melissa.
Hurry up, Melissa.
Ring us up.
Oh, see, there she is.
Ask and you shall receive. Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning, Rayford. How are you?
Well, we're hanging in here this morning. Appreciate your call.
You're welcome. Hi, Kelly and Lee.
Hi.
Hi, Melissa.
How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm glad we had some rain last night, finally.
Finally?
Ferry always gets little radars saying we're getting rain, but here at my house, we don't actually get the rain. We just get the notification that we're getting it. But it didn't show up, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
But I heard y'all, and I wanted to call Rayford because you were talking about the typing class that's not being taught. But
Yeah.
when's the last time you've seen a typewriter?
I've got one in my office over here right now.
That's true. That's a good
But like
point.
in a store.
Oh, nowhere, but you got computers. And they're keyboards.
Yeah. And so they teach keyboarding.
Yes.
Now it's called keyboarding, not typewriter or typing class.
Do they learn how to use it?
Yes.
As in really honest to goodness
my
typing?
kids have keyboarding to learn how to type, like actually using the hand placements and reaching for the keys and all that stuff.
Okay, now, when did they have this? At what age?
Keyboarding, I think, starts in middle school.
That's a little bit late when you're giving kids who are in elementary school computers.
Well, they have in kindergarten now. They have an iPad, and then they have the laptop.
Yes.
But they have some basics. I mean, to teach them how to use it, obviously, because they have to use it. But they're not learning to be professional.
They're not learning.
typers in
They're not
school.
using keyboard fingers at all. They're just hitting with two fingers, right?
With just two, you didn't say with two fingers?
Yep, two fingers.
Well, that depends on the kid. I mean, that's how RJ's going to type anyway. And he knows how to use it. But he's still going to do the poking until you type in something that's more than 2 words, like yes or no. So, yeah, but no, there's no keyboarding class for elementary school unless it's like an extra elective, a special day kind of class kind of thing, like with music. Like it's not an everyday thing. You go there for that. So, yeah.
I think there's a great need for it.
Yeah.
Because if they learn the bad habits when they first get these computers or keyboards or whatever you want to refer to them as, they're sophisticated typewriters is all they are. Because they got the keys are in the same place. You got a few other things on here like insert, delete. You don't have that on a typical typewriter, but the basic keyboard is still the same as my 1936 typewriter over here in the corner.
Yeah. Well, would you like to come and teach it?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Because we need more teachers.
I know, but we do need some teachers who will teach it.
Yeah.
Did you see
we
those
need-
kids
we need
looking
lot
at
of
a
teachers for
typewriter?
a lot of different things right now.
Yeah.
So, but that's just where we are. Not just locally, but in the country. It's like
Maybe you
people
could
have been
offer.
driven out of the profession,
maybe-
and we can't get them to come back.
Maybe you could offer your bus drivers an incentive to come and sign up, and you can also teach typing. Be a bus driver in the mornings and the afternoon and teach typing for about 3 or 4 different classes during the day. Keyboarding, whatever
they
you want to
already
call it.
get an extra. I mean, they're already getting extra payment incentives, and we can't even get enough bus drivers. And that's what people were saying at first. They were like, well, if you just pay them more, you get your bus driver problem fixed. And well, they're getting paid more.
good
and they
money.
get a sign-on bonus. And
What are the
problem
people?
still isn't fixed yet. So I don't know. It's like all of our labor market just went away during the pandemic, and
It
they didn't
did.
come back.
It did.
So, where we need somebody. Well, I know we need to talk to our labor commission candidate.
That's
again.
right.
We'll ask him about
Let's
that.
talk to John.
We'll talk to John. That's one of the issues. Getting enough
Yeah.
people to work. All right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's everywhere. I mean, it's not just the school systems or the county government or whatever. It's everywhere. I mean, if you just look at different job vacancies on different businesses, you'll just see that everybody needs positions filled. And I think everybody has a hiring sign on the window, and it's been that way, since everything reopened. And I don't know if we'll ever get back to normal, but this is our new normal, I guess, and I don't like it.
Okay. Well, I refuse to call it a new normal. It's not normal. We're not in a normal situation. We haven't been for 5 years now.
No, it's definitely abnormal.
It is totally, and we need to get back to normal, the real
I
normal.
was touched with you on what you guys were talking about yesterday morning. Sorry I didn't get that, but until after the fact. So, with what Lee was saying about the vape detectors, and Kelly was talking about with vaping in middle school, highly accurate information, conversation there. Vaping is, like, I guess you could say, the new cigarette smoking and pot smoking of the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and even 90s.
Yep.
But it's worse.
Yep.
And the reason I'm saying it's worse is because, well, you didn't have kids possibly overdosing in school back then. Not that makes it any better because it's a substance abuse and use, but now you have to deal with things like the gummies, the Delta 8s and 9s. And so I have talked to Senator Lazar about those things. I actually emailed all of our House reps and Senator Lazar, and Senator Lazar was the responsive one, of course. And he, was highly responsive and had a good conversation. And we talked about the vaping issue and, my concerns and why, the district is having those concerns as well. And, the things we're seeing and the trends and so forth and so on. And so I asked Dr. Gardner, who is now our Chief of Operations, who used to be over Student Services, for his assistance with creating a funding request letter to give to Senator Lazara. And Dr. Gardner gave that to me for vape detectors. He told me what the district had been looking at, how much it cost. I don't remember that right this second off the top of my head, and I probably should have looked it up before I called you, but I'll let you know. And Lee, I can send you that letter if you want me to.
Oh, absolutely.
Just so you can see it for yourself. But I sent that to Senator Lazara. This has been several months ago now. And he told me that, it would go into the budget, that obviously they haven't passed yet. So hopefully they get that done. The goal was to hopefully have it done so we would have them by the start of the school year, but that looks like it's not going to happen. So fingers crossed anyway. But the vape detectors are not just for detecting the vape itself. It's to pick up keywords and sounds like gun, like clicking noises like a gun or gunfire, obviously, or, somebody saying gun, knife, or fight, or different things.
Yeah,
that
I
could
want to
prevent
see
adverse-
more about that. I want to see that. That's going to be interesting.
Yes, it will be.
So I can't
I'm
go.
hoping
I
it
won't be
doesn't
able to.
become-
I wouldn't be able to go to school and talk about hunting with my shotgun, huh?
No, not anymore.
Well, not near those detectors.
No,
Oh, for heaven's
get
sakes!
you in trouble.
Yeah. And I mean, unfortunately, that's where we are in today's society. I would rather be too safe and be on track than not safe enough, and we have another adverse experience of fatality. So, yeah, that to get the spacing under control. Not only that, we had the gunman incident last year.
Yep.
Where the
yes.
kids in middle school, had that adverse incident, and these are just things we're facing today. And, like even talking to Senator Lazar, he told me, well, every time we change a law, those companies go back and change the compound that, creates this substance. So,
It does. It's happening.
yeah,
All right,
it's
Melissa.
something all the time.
Weird show's in.
Thank you.
All righty. Well, good
Thank
talking
you.
to y'all.
Yep,
Have a
same
good
here.
day.
We'll talk to you later. You're live in local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Since 1997, locally owned and operated Jersey Mike's 301E Western Boulevard right here in Jacksonville has provided only the best hot and cold subs and healthy salads to our community and our military neighbors, and thanks all our customers for making Jersey Mike's a sub above. Jersey Mike's features hot and cold subs in different sizes, served Mike's way or your way, in addition to delicious, healthy salads. To place your order or for takeout, phone 910-353-8091. Once again, Sam Duran and the staff of Jersey Mike's, 301E Western Boulevard, Jacksonville, thanks you for making them a sub above.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and pay top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
It's not for everyone, only for you. The medication your doctor prescribes is exclusively yours to take as directed. Nobody else should be taking it. It's up to you to keep your medication secure and to safely dispose of any unused medications. Don't let anyone take what's yours. Your prescription, your responsibility. Be aware, don't share. Lock your meds.
Supported by NCDHHS, Division of Mental Health, Developmental Disabilities, and Substance Abuse Services. Visit lockyourmeds.org/NC.
I had a question about my insurance the other day, so I called my new State Farm agent. And would you believe I talked to the same person who remembered my name? They said that was called service. And then they asked if my dog Max was over his cold. They called that service too. And then they helped me find ways to save on my home and auto coverage. I asked State Farm what they called that. They said service.
Call David Hall, State Farm, 910-455-0440, 1218 Country Club Road, Jacksonville.
Okay, we're back. Just dump the reopening because we're up pretty tight against the clock here. Tomorrow we've got Sheriff here of Onslow County coming in, Chris
Yes.
Thomas. He'll be in here
Big guy.
at 7:30. Yep, he'll be coming in at 7:30. We're going to talk about school safety and not just driving to school or driving home or watching out for kids as they're running in front of you and all that sort of good stuff. That's important. Yes, that's important. But everything from safety on the buses, waiting for buses, safety in the schools. If you have to walk to school, if you happen to be one of those that lives a few blocks from your school and you walk, there's certain things you need to do. And it's not just staying off the road. It's the individuals that you have to be dealing with, perhaps. At bus stops, the same thing, because there are some very unscrupulous, dangerous individuals that walk among us.
I agree. I don't think kids should be allowed to stand alone at bus stops.
No.
I think there needs to be an adult. This day and age, it's just too many weirdos out there.
Yeah.
You just should not allow it to happen. It's sad.
I've seen parents will sometimes they will alternate a group and just one will stay
Get
out
together
there
with a bunch of parents and y'all assign one day where each parent stands out there. I just think it's just safer.
Yeah, if your grandparents are living nearby or whatever, use them. They can do it too.
Just real quick, Kelly posted on her page, also County Animal Services needing food for their animals, and go to our page and take a look at it. And also today is the Jacksonville Mall is hosting their first Community Day event from 12 to 3, and our peers will be there.
Oh, good.
So,
All right,
go out there
excellent.
and take a look.
All right, that's going to be at the Jacksonville Mall at what time today?
12 to 3.
All right, very good. We will be back in here tomorrow with Sheriff Thomas and a whole lot more going on. We'll let you know what it is. Come on down and see me down at Tie-Line Marine today if you want to. And remember, you buy a trolling motor, a new Minn Kota, you get $100 off on it. $100. It's $100, which is a savings of $107.
Yes.
You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSME. We will see you tomorrow morning beginning at 7 o'clock. And right now, it's Fox News break at 9 o'clock. A little bit of music. Then at 10 o'clock, a whole lot more music with our buddy Rick Dees, another dose of our daily Dees. And at 3 o'clock this afternoon, that'll be leading straight into Hollywood, a Hollywood man, and he will be spinning all the tunes that you grew up with. We'll see you in the morning. Be safe.
WSME Temple Show.